you're actually helping them move into a position where they're able to thrive, because they don't want to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm done, and leave the team, because they still have that. All right, it's late. In fact, it's almost 8 o'clock Monday night. First off, I love working late on Mondays just to get my week started off phenomenally, have all the conversations that I need to have to set the week in motion. So there's a quick tip on how to have an incredible start to the week. I want to tell a story today about coaching my daughter's basketball team. So several weeks ago, we had the end of the season tournament, and you kind of get assigned all of the kids who were on your team for this tournament. And there were 5 girls on this team. And 4 of the girls really were excited to play. They worked really hard all through practice through the whole season. And I'm super excited to get to coach them. The year before, we had actually won the championship. So there was, some competitive juices flowing. Now, there was a 5th girl who didn't really want to be there, didn't really want to play on the team. I don't know if her parents made her play, but she certainly wasn't really all that interested. Now, this proved to be a pretty interesting point, because when you are playing with 8-year-old basketball, everyone gets to have the same amount of playing time in the game. So as a coach, you have to rotate everybody through. Now, this proved to be a little bit difficult, because when any of the other 4 girls were out there, we would win the game, things would be going incredible, we'd be up, and then when this 5th girl had to get rotated in, again, she didn't really care, didn't really hustle, didn't really pay attention, didn't really want to be coached. And we would start losing. The other team would take advantage of that, and they would go pass it to the girl that she was guarding, and that girl would go score a bunch of buckets, and we would lose. I thought this was pretty interesting, because it works the same way in business. Hold up. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please subscribe to this channel so you can get the newest, hottest content that I release on a regular basis, and give us a thumbs up. And many of us have been on teams before where we have people on the team that maybe don't care as much, or they have things going on in their outside world that don't allow them to be 100% present. And if you're in charge of building a team, if you're leading a team and you get to select who are the people on that team, sometimes you may want to give somebody a chance. And by all means, I encourage that. But as soon as that person shows that they're not that interested in being there, the rest of the team that you're coaching, that you're leading, is dependent on you and how you coach and lead that person who's not really committed or not really all in, to the extent that it could cause your team to lose. And that's something that I take really seriously in leadership. I want to make sure that everyone's there is at least trying as hard as they can. They're interested in growing. They want to be a team player, and everyone's putting the maximum amount of effort in. And if they're not, well, we need to have a quick conversation about why that's not happening, perhaps coach them up, or maybe we have to coach them out and find a different position that they would be better suited for. And sometimes people think that that maybe is a mean thing to do. Well, first off, your team is counting on you to be the leader and to figure out who's not all in and remove them from the situation as quickly as you can so they can all thrive. You see, when they're on the team, they can't do that. They don't have the positional authority to remove somebody from the team. So they're counting on you to do that. But number 2 that I think a lot of people miss, if someone isn't all in, if someone's not fully invested in growing and helping the team win, they don't want to be there either. And so by you helping coach them into a different position that they're more suited for, more excited about, you're actually helping them move into a position where they're able to thrive, because they don't want to raise their hand and say, hey, I'm done, and leave the team, because they still have that sense of responsibility to the team. But you're helping them identify the fact that, yeah, I really don't want to be there. And then you're leading them into building their best life too. So my encouragement to you is, if you're coaching a team, recognize who's in, who's not, and quickly figure out the people who are not, whether they really want to be there, and coach them into that position so that the whole team can win, or coach them into something else where they can build their best life.